Samantha LaMendola had big plans for her 21st birthday. Paris, Rome, Madrid. She'd been planning the trip for months, saving money, reserving Airbnbs. She's a preschool teacher in Connecticut. It would be her first time to these world-famous cities. It was going to be great.
And it was just going to be the most amazing trip ever, and I was really looking forward to it.
But then, the COVID-19 virus that hit China started making its way to Europe.
It's every nation-state for themselves in the EU as this unprecedented pandemic takes hold.
It's just funny how I was going to go to Rome, Paris, and Madrid, and they became crazy hotspots for the virus.
Sam still knew of college students who were hopping on planes for spring break. No virus stopping them. She debated with her parents whether she should call the trip off.
It was a topic of conversation every single day with me and my family if we should cancel it.
But it was her doctor who settled it. Sam had asthma.
I asked the doctor about the trip and if I should go, and she said no, saying that I have one of the worst pairs of lungs she's ever heard and that I could get very sick from the virus and it would not end well.
Sam realized she couldn't fly anywhere in the midst of a pandemic.
My doctor also said getting on an airplane would be not very good for my body, my immune system, my lungs.
But there was another city on her bucket list, New Orleans.
We took my Toyota Corolla and drove 20 hours down to New Orleans from New York City.
Sam would spend the big 2-1 in the Big Easy. She is one of my best friends, and I went along for the ride. The day we left New York, it was getting more cases by the day. Our plan was to escape the virus in New Orleans, and it seemed to have worked at first.
When we first got there, it was like nobody really, it was like no one really knew what was going on. It felt like we were in a different world.
But on the second day, there were hints things might start changing.
With the virus spreading, venues are closing, bars are closing, restaurants are closing, schools are closing. But here in New Orleans, people continue to come out and enjoy their life.
At first, only large gatherings were banned. But by March 16th, the virus was catching up with us.
The last day that we were there, it was completely vacant. Like, no one was out. The restaurants had all closed, just takeout. It was a pretty drastic change just within 3 to 4 days.
We hopped back in the car for the 20-hour ride back to New York. We drove through 9 states over 2 10-hour days. It was certainly a 21st birthday to remember.
I think it would have been the best birthday ever if all of this wasn't going on and stressing everyone out. But I do think we made the best of what we could have.
Safely back home, with both New Orleans and her birthday in the rearview mirror, Sam, the preschool teacher who loves children, wrote a song she hopes to sing to her own children someday. For NYU Tonight, this is Dennis Aronoff.